Hello and welcome to Clipping In. Thursday, the 25th of January, and it's time for a little fresh air. Today's ride is going to be multi-surface, most of it road or road friendly, but then just a few sections that we could describe as off-road that might be a little bit muddy. I'm presently between Notton and Old Royston, tootling along by the side of the Barnsley-Wakefield canal. It was used in the days of transporting coal, pre-railway days. I'm not sure, certainly the section that we'll see later on is dry, empty. This is holding water, but as you can see, I wouldn't describe it as navigable. Even though the conditions are very wet and muddy, this track is hard packed. Fine for these tyres. They are Schwalbe Marathon Plus 1.5 inch, so that's about 40 mil. Certainly they blow up to just over 40 mil on these rims, and they are, well, I describe them as heavy duty touring tyres rather than gravel, but they can cope with a lot of surfaces. And apart from thick mud, which I know there are one or two places later on that might be muddy, apart from that, they should be fine for this route. There we go, reservoir embankment. Popular angling site. You see there, canal still holding water on the right. Nice and steady, all right.
All right, don't fall in because I can't.
Yeah, I got my 50 yards breaststroke in 1980, I'm all right. I passed through Walton, almost to the edge of Crofton, and now I'm running parallel with the main railway line on land that has been reclaimed post-colliery, re-landscaped. Up this little tarmac hill to Heath, which is a village built up around Heath Hall, 18th century manor on a very grand scale. If I manage to tilt myself, you get a glimpse of it. Classic Georgian architecture. All kinds of outbuildings and support buildings. Left turn ahead to drop back down into the air base in This next section's the one that might be a little bit muddy and a little bit rough for these tyres. Wish me luck. Okay. You see where the water course has gouged out the centre of this track. Drier than I thought though. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Sun's coming out, turning into a lovely day now. You notice the difference when you've been riding on the road at higher speed without shelter and it feels quite cold. But once you're on these kinds of trails where you're doing 11, 12 miles an hour at the most, and you've got shelter from the trees, it's so much warmer. It feels like spring. I'm sure when I'm heading back on the road, I'll be zipping up and adding layers again, but this is lovely. Just riding a bit steady here. It's sort of, I think these are semi-permanent moorings. Aye, aye. Welcome to the Stanley Ferry. Not a lot of people have heard of the Stanley Ferry, but they will be more familiar with his brother, Brian, the frontman of Roxy Music. Under the M1. Welcome to Leeds. And you are welcome to it. So I'm just outside Methley now. I've ridden 33 miles. It's about 13 miles since I started on that Wakefield Barnsley canal. And really now my options are to continue from Methley, Micklefield. I can then get on the River Aire, head north towards Sturton, and I think there's some kind of cycleway that'll take you into the centre of Leeds, but then it strands me, and who wants to be stranded in the centre of Leeds? And then I'd have maybe 4 or 5 miles to cross the city, then I can get back onto roads that I'm more familiar with. And I think what I will do instead, I'm going to turn around now and head back towards Stanley, and then I'll take a nice route over East Ardsley, heading towards Dewsbury Batley sort of area, push through that heavy woolen district and get back home. So still some good riding to come, just about all tarmac and plenty of hills. And so we begin to explore the Amazon basin. Long pull now through East Ardsley. This is the village where Ernie Wise's father was the station master. Yay! I'd do the paper bag trick if I could. After some grinding climbs over hanging Heath and Barnsley, over to Heckman-Wyke, I've now got back on the Greenway, Spen Valley Greenway. And I've just got to take a few more miles off, and then it'll be time for tea. 46.5 miles so far. A real pick and mix. We're getting to the wrapping up point. That's been a superb ride. A little bit of everything, and some sections that really had to work. Miles per hour, obviously, never tell any kind of story. It's about how hard you're working to get whatever miles an hour show up, and my legs were telling me out of Barnsley, as I went past the tantalising sight of Fox's Biscuits, that I'd done a ride. I think it's going to be between 51 and 52 miles. And yeah, let's wrap up there and say that's all for this edition of Clipping In. See you very soon back out on the Yorkshire roads for another one. Bye bye.